Oops, where'd the chat go? Coding overload. Seriously? Hey Greg, Crazy J, Gustavo, welcome. And this room is not cold enough yet. Not cold enough at all. Probably because it's extremely humid right now. Which means, of course, you need to get a few degrees cooler in terms of temperature to make it feel like it's cooler. Right. Let's try and shut down a few things here. Right. Hey John, Lockhart, Teresa, hello. Mahalio, Tomik, morning, Mick Linnell. Alright, first thing on the list, I've got to get been handed just before I came down here, an iPhone 7 Plus. That's been ruined, and it's going to be interesting to see if I can do a home button on it. Okay. Oh, well, looks like I've bashed the living daylights out of my camera up here. Too much headbutting, probably. That'll suffice. And why is there not enough light? Because there's never enough light. No, I'm getting brighter there. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. Wife said should wear your hair sideways, up pigtails. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be able to get away with that for too many more times. So as you can see, we're missing the home button here, so that's going to be a real pain in the butt. What size is the desk on your left? I'm trying to reorganize. Let's see. I'm not sure what you mean. Basically, these are just 2400 by 600 desks. In all honesty, if I was to do it again, I'd probably go 2400 but 700 deep. You need that little bit of extra depth. I've actually pulled this desk here is pulled away from the wall by about, let's see, whatever that distance is. I'm guessing that's close to 100. So I'm getting my 700. The upside is with this way I can just drop cables down the back, so that's kind of useful by accident. I don't even know if this phone's going to work. I don't even know if this button's going to work. I got this about a year ago. One of those, I presume, Bluetooth buttons. Hey Louis, yeah, that pentalobe screw was a bit jammed in there. These aren't even the right ones for this. Oh, that colour match is wrong. Hey Richard Moore, yes, I finally made it. I tried to make a conscientious effort to make myself available. I've just been down to the optometrist today. I have to get myself a new set of glasses, 2 new sets of glasses. Thank you very much, Multimeter. I've got to get a set for programming, and they are about an 800mm depth focus, and then I've got to get a set for this sort of work, which will be a 400mm depth. Because it'd be nice to be able to see the heads of the screws that I'm working on, rather than just little blurry things that I use, just experience and feel to determine what I'm handling. Oh shit, Mr. Rossman's here. Hello, Mr. Rossman, how are you? Back at New York yet? Have you finished your new offices? What's going on? You're a little early though. I'm doing the MacBook in a little bit later. It's a bit of a warranty job apparently, but I'm not sure. Because I did the work on it back in March last year, and now it's reappeared. So it's sort of like, maybe it's warranty, maybe it's something new. Ooh, a screw drifted out. I'm gonna guess oh great, the battery's damaged too. Blimmin' heck. This is one of those jobs where you know it's just going to end up either being a dud job, or you're going to have to fork out your own money so that the customer can end up with a phone. They've had it replaced by some generic brand. That's not mine, I know that. Where's my tri-wing? 1 day away from renovations being done. Excellent. Yeah. Well, we'll see, Lewis. We'll see. I just want to get this one out of the way because the person is expecting it sometime soon in the near future. Maybe next week. I don't know. I've also got I got a couple of MacBooks to do today. Well, I hope the shift goes well. It's not exactly the nicest thing having to shift stuff. Are you getting whole new fresh benches, or are you moving the existing benches? I would have thought you'd just go and get new benches. And then the landlord of your old place can go all sushi style and accidentally things catch a light. Okay. Stream's a little fuzzy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think it's Friday afternoon here, so everybody's probably going crazy with the porn. Let me just get current position. I'm just setting up my open board view, my flex board view to be like Lewis's with the vertical orientations. Alright, and now I need slightly bigger text because I'm old and blind. Alright. Bought new ones because one of the tables we have built into the wall in current space. Yeah. Hey, Defcom. For those of you who watched the modification on the MacBook, the 15-inch 2011 with the what was it again? No, not the Chipmunk. I used the Chipmunk for other things. The Tyroceras module thing. I did get in touch with the person who does that. What's his name again? I can't remember. Anyway, and they're going to update the instructions so that so everyone knows to use that little test point right next to where the board is, rather than having to string a second long route of wire across the board. So that was a bit of a fortunate thing. Nice little discovery. And oh god, another thing just fell out. This thing's been down the stairs a few dozen times and the microscope is not on. Cryatus getting you 40-degree heat. We have got 40-degree heat coming next week too. A couple of days of it. I was kind of hoping we'd be over it for this summer, but looks like it's coming back for a last hurrah. Harold, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Anyway, it seems I'm not the first person to have realised that we could use that test point, but it seems like it hadn't been conveyed to Harold before. He's been really good about it. He just said, oh, thanks, and we'll make the change. It's a shame that there isn't one for the PWM signal. I was looking around at the schematic and whatnot, seeing if I can find a way, but there really isn't. Is that a solder ball popping out of that? Yes, it is. I've got 2 solder balls. Oh, jeez. I've got more solder balls. There. What the hell happened here? Down there. I don't like the feel of this phone. I have a feeling this phone's going to be a trap. It's a trap phone. So Lewis, so you got that new lighting up, the LED ones, and you're going to switch it to like 4200 or 4000, because I run these ones up here, they're about 4000. I find 30 637 to orangey, and I find the 5000, 6000 way too blue. Yeah, that's a real concern to me, how those balls are poking out like that. Oh, and there's more there too. What the hell has happened here? Oh, there's another one there. Something's gotten really hot around here. I haven't done my 15-inch yet. I have the module for that one so far. GPU only dies after an hour. Oh, okay, well, yeah, keep using it until it dies properly. Alright, let's see if we can do anything with this screen. Hopefully the sensor flex hasn't been damaged. I'm sorry I haven't been around much lately. Unfortunately, I've just not been getting enough sleep, and yeah, it's been a bad combination all around. Okay, I'm fairly sure you're the home button screw. I'm amazed it's even in the case here. Hey Raymond Rosa. Bivek being too nice. I can't even remember my power on sequences. What the hell? Are you kidding me? And this, folks, is why some places are cheap to get phone screens done. Look at that, they didn't even put any of the side screws in. They basically just put the backplate on, but no screws. And that's a pain, because that's... I probably don't have any spare ones. Bugger. Major pain. Okay. I'll have to have a look. I might have some spare. Steal them off another phone. Checks. Geez, someone else asking now about a job that they dropped in. Yes, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified when things happen. And nothing much else. And if you're lucky, you might get notified. Half the time you don't get notified, even when you put the double bell click thing on. You know, I got a message from YouTube the other day saying you need to promote people to subscribe to your channel more, so that they can get these features, as in one of them being that, you know, people will be notified when you're doing streams. And I'm thinking, damn it, YouTube, you can't even do that right. So, yeah, you asked me to get people, you know, you want me to shill myself, and you can't even deliver. Oh, man, they didn't even put the camera guide in. What sort of cheap, shonky place is this that did this screen? It's worse than me, and that's saying something. Wow, no camera guide, no screws. What were they, on a toilet break or something? They did this on the cistern. They finished their game of Best Fiends and they thought, oh, I better quickly fix this phone up. Hey Rob, good to see you. Schwanners Hark. Oh, I'm definitely, I know. I'd sooner put Lewis as being far more experienced in these matters. I have to say that, because otherwise Lewis won't keep shilling my software. Even when he's hating on it, it's still shilling it. Let's see, where's my... And I need that shilling to earn a shilling. iPhone parts, where are you? Ah. Oh, Dan the plumber's here. Cool. Hey, Dan. Let's see. Alright, so we've got some camera guides. Thankfully I bought this before coronavirus took China out. Oh, okay, one jumped out for me. Oh, two jumped out for me. And I'm up to day 37 now of learning Chinese. I'm sort of getting the hang of it. It's a little bit trickier because you do have to basically learn two things. Because you're learning the logographs, the actual Chinese images, text logographs, I'm pretty sure they're called. And then you're also learning pinyin, which is the romanized version of Chinese. And of course, which then is also Mandarin. So yeah, it's quite a task. It's fun. I pretty much tell anyone that I want fish for dinner and stuff now, but that's about it. What am I going to do about this? Guess I'm just going to have to steal screws from another screen. That sucks. See you, Defcom. Wife nagging. Ah, yeah, you better go. If you want to live another day. So I'm stealing screws from this iPhone 7, which has an audio IC issue amongst some others. It also had a whopper of a short on it too. But in the end, I traded the job and got to keep the phone, so that was good. And thankfully so, because now I've got myself some spare screws. Incidentally, the iPhone 7 ones do not fit the iPhone 8. They are not compatible. It's Silent Assassin. Huh? Where do you get that from? Unless you've been talking to my wife, who's probably complaining about me eating too many high fiber cereals. What's going on here? Damn you screen makers and your stupid adhesive tabs. So anyone else out there doing iPhone repairs, screen repairs and stocking up now? Before they all run out of stock and we're back in 2015 with no stock of anything for months. That was a fun time. Profitable. Richard, just tell Richard to restart his browser perhaps. And this is why I need to get glasses for this sort of work. I can't see squat. Okay, that's not true. I can see, just not well enough. Hey Max. Thanks, Sonia. Always rely on Sonia and Greg. Ooh, that's smashed. It's a shame I can't give Sonia and Greg and similar people something more than just mod status. Oh, come on. It's driving me insane now. I want to get to the MacBook, but I've got to get this done. This is called being an adult, which is why I don't like being an adult. You have to do the stuff that you have to have your vegetables first before you can have your dessert. Good luck, Richard. Hope to see you on the other side. Alright, that's fitted. Oops, do not bend that cable. market. So once we got this out of the way, we can go to the stuff that everybody wants, which is the MacBooks, of course. No one likes watching iPhones. Unless it's Jason, SDS. I do love the way the guy is such a crack up. No, I would also compliment Chris Long, but he doesn't do any streams anymore, so or hasn't done them in a while, so unfortunately he has to be penalised. Dan the Plumber, what does that website do? Down detector. I guess it detects websites that are down or something, or... Yeah. Come on, you mangy screw, get in there. Don't tell me they cross-threaded you or anything stupid like that. I honestly would not be surprised if these screws are mixed up. I certainly hope not. Alright, there comes the interesting bit. Let's see if this actually works. What am I supposed to do with this? So, I'm guessing install it like a normal one. It's been too long and I've forgotten the instructions. I'm guessing that has to fold over on itself. Kind of curious, why would they... Okay, so that's interesting. That's a little storage bank, I would say. So it probably collectively picks up, including all this, a bunch of power so that it can then produce the pulse of signal that it needs. Do you want an O-ring? Damn it. I don't have an O-ring. Install with super glue and hammer. Oh, alright, okay, we'll do. Yeah, I have a feeling this wants an O-ring. Or does it? Oh no. No, it's got a clicky click. Cool. Alright. I've never used one of these before. This is the first ever non-original iPhone 7 home button solution I've had to put in. You can see there's issues already. Yeah, it does look like I actually do need that O-ring. Damn. Alright, let me see if I can find an O-ring. Find someone else's beaten up old 7 and steal it. Kind of surprised they didn't supply one, to be honest. And what have we got here? Oh, Paul was smart. Paul used his brains. I have to thank old Paul, because old Paul did buy a whole bunch of O-rings. Let's get that zoom in. Yeah, everything is zoomed in. One Mac, well, it's not quite an Error 53 now, is it? But yeah, similar concept. Apple being dicks. I don't bash on Apple too much, but yeah, the whole this sort of home button saga BS, yeah, I'll gladly bash them. There's no real compelling reason for their behaviour on this other than anti-competitive, anti-repair, all that sort of stuff, all the good stuff. But the 53, they just corrected the OS, the iOS, so it wouldn't complain anymore as much. But they certainly haven't done it with this, because they're saying that it's integral to the security of the system. And it's not something they can permit to be bypassed. For best results, please go to your authorized Apple agent. That's basically what they want you to do. I was wondering if I could stretch it over the top, but I thought, no, best not to. I might damage the O-ring. And we know it's not the best of fit, but it is on there, so that's good. RFL. Apple has gone rotten. Oh, I see. Silently assassinate Apple's problems, not trumpet blowing. Maybe I want to trumpet blow, but the problem is, historically, the universe has sought fit to rain down hell on earth whenever I try something like that. So for years, oh, son of a... Yeah, see? See? That's what happens. You get cocky about something, and the universe takes you down a few notches. And that's why I stay quiet. It's actually surprisingly hard to do with these gloves. Let's try that again. Johnny Chang, it's more for just sealing and sitting in. Probably so it doesn't chip against the glass, I'd imagine. It feels perfectly snug even without the O-ring, which makes me think it's more of an anti-abrasive, anti-liquid ingress type thing. I don't even know what model button this is. Come on. I do remember this was how I finally got into doing iPhone 7s, because there was finally a way out if I botched up the home button. Because prior to this, I didn't really have any... Oh, what? How's that? Why does that not fit? Alright. So I'm guessing that little storage section of the circuit board actually needs to sit on top of the plate. because I cannot fit the plate down. If I put the plate down, it just butts up, sits up too high. Even this is a bit high. So I'm guessing I have to do this. Yeah, I see my multimeter is still... Man, can't wait to get those glasses so I can actually see for a change. It's fine once you're under the microscope, because obviously the microscope can compensate for pretty much any variance in your vision, unless you've got some pretty severe stigmatism. Alrighty. Well, it clicks. Gets jammed. What a useless button. Seriously? Press it 10,000 times and it'll make the perfect fit by wearing itself through. Kind of like car engines. Okay, we have got more screws floating around in here. What are you? Tri-wing? Yeah, I don't know what they did to this. They sure hurt it. So I'm just going to plug it in, fire it up, and see what happens with the home button. So I've got no instructions, so I really don't know what I'm up for. Is that fold-over connector actually making contact with the other connector? Yes, it is, Greg, yeah. I'm flat as a bat on the road. And we've got no frickin' charge? You're kidding me? No charge at all? Means we've got a short circuit somewhere probably. I'm guessing a short circuit, because I had one yesterday that was exactly the same. Came in, no charge. Okay, on, off, 7. On, okay. Yeah. Alright, this one's decided it's going to be different. Doesn't even respond to the... Oh, probably because the battery connector disconnected. That helps. Still nothing anyway. Not responding. I know why. You can tell it's a bad day for me. I didn't press the power on button. Idiot! Okay, let's try this again. Power on button. Right. Wrong one. No, we've got a... To me, we've got a tri-star as well. God. Either a tri-star or the battery is so dead that it's not even attempting. But even if the battery was so dead, when you plug these things in, it should draw, 70 milliamps or something like that, just to get started, or attempt to start. The new privacy filter. It's taking a while to boot. It's probably got audio IC issues. I mean, you take a hike down the stairs like that, and we've got those balls popping out. I don't have the best of hopes with this. Hey, Guan. Oh, come on. I think I can't hold this down forever. And it's just sitting at about 180 milliamp and staying there. Oh, as I said, that it goes up to 250. Ah, it's taking forever. Stupid iPhones. It's got a concussion, it certainly has. Okay, now 500. It's really slow to boot. I suppose, could that be the home button that's causing that? I guess the other option I could try is put in a genuine Apple one, but from another phone, and then I think sometimes they boot a bit better, but obviously then they complain that things aren't right. Oh, come on. This is starting to hurt my hand now. Get the paddles out. Maybe I should put this aside. Oh, come on, seriously? Yeah, the draw's going anywhere between 500 back down to 170. It's jumping around all over the place. It's going through some sort of sequences. It's just taking a really long time, not coming out of this Apple logo. Yeah, it's there. Oh, hello. It's trying, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're doing a long, slow loop. That's no good. Alright. Disconnect that. I think we're gonna have to deal with this one a little later. I may, given that there's solder balls and all that popping out of this, I may advise the person that perhaps it's just better to go to a new phone, rather than trying to fix that whole thing up. Because it's gonna have audio disease as well, you just know it. Hi, g'day Pinball. Hey, it's good to see you. How you going there? Like I said, those solder balls worry me a lot. Because you've got to wonder, where else are they coming up? Alright, let's get to the Mac. This is the warranty one. Just gotta clear it of a few things. Well, it could have taken a walk down the stairs too. Looks like it's a 1502, I hope. I'm guessing it's a 1502. I don't recall doing any 1425s a year ago. God damn these stupid annoying... ouch. Fine. Don't want to come off? Fine. Be like that. I'll do it your way. Supposedly it's just dead. Then yeah, it's 1502. Let's rig up our MagSafe and see what happens. Dum, dum, dum. Make sure we get our voltage right. 18 volts, 5 amps. Plenty of juice. On. Green light. Ooh, we've got a short circuit in here somewhere. It's going 110, 110, 110, 90, 10, 100, 100, 110, 10. Yeah, I'd say we've got a short circuit here, which makes me think this is probably not a warranty job. I think this is a recurrence or something. Well, not a recurrence, but this is something new. But then again, having now said that, I'll probably work up Murphy again, and Murphy's like, alright, let's make it a warranty job then. It looks like a normal, everyday used computer. It's not 100% pristine. It's also not the worst. It doesn't smell, so I'm happy about that. Speaking of terrible smells, I was a bit of an idiot. And as I've been cleaning up my yard out the back, I've just been throwing weeds and bits of rock and glass, anything that I find that I don't want in the yard. And I've just been throwing it into a fairly hefty sized wheelbarrow that we have, and I figured, well, once that's filled up, I'll take it out and take it to the dump. Anyway, 12 months later, and the wheelbarrow is pretty damn full, decomposed, dead, dried out weeds, all sorts of stuff, and we suddenly get a storm. And I said, okay, so the storm fills up the wheelbarrow, fills up all the gaps that were there between all the air spaces. So now we have a nice mix of rainwater and everything that was in it. A week later, and there's this horrible smell in the yard. I'm like, where is that coming from? And then Paul finds another tri-wing. Awesome. Anyway, it turns out that water plus vegetation decomposing plus rain and other things is truly a vile smell. I had to try and get this wheelbarrow, and it's got 2 old bags of cement, not concrete, the actual cement powder, but I left it out too long, and it turns to rock. And yeah, so this thing must like have 100 kilos sitting in it. And to get it out of the yard, first I had to do is like siphon off about 30 litres of this black, oily muck. Oh, it was vile. If you took a sniff of it, you'd probably vomit and then feel very ill for quite a while. So I get 30 kilos of this stuff off, and I thought, that's it, I've got to take it outside before more rain comes along. The only trouble is that the gate to outside, there's a concrete lip for the fence to butt up against to stop anything digging under. So I thought, well, the tyre radius is reasonably okay, so I might be able to just go over the lip. So I go racing towards the gate at ramming speed. I'm like, because I'm breathing in this stuff, I can't stand it. Actually, to be fair, I'm pretty much holding my breath. I'm trying to shift 100 kilos in a wheelbarrow. Anyway, the tyre was not big enough, and so the brick ledge and the tyre just did that. And all this stuff just sloshes up, and I'm like, it didn't get on me, but I ran. And I thought, alright, okay, so I need a plank. So I grab a piece of MDF that I had lying around, and I thought, that might do it. But stupid me and my stink-inhibited brain picked up a piece that had actually been out in the rain, so I was a bit soaking. So I put it down, and again I go ramming speed towards the gate, up the ramp. and this MDF, it just turns out like wet wheat bix, and sure enough it just broke, and I go straight into the ledge again and more sloshing, and so I'm running off again because I'm like, I can't stand the smell of this thing. Finally I get a proper plank of actual wood, and again running up, because like I said, you don't want to spend more than 5 seconds near this wheelbarrow. And as the wheel gets over the ledge where the ramp is, the ramp tilts up because of the weight being pushed down. And I just had my safety shoes on, which in Australia is your thongs, which other people call flip-flops. And my big toe rammed straight into the end of the plank and basically broke it up like that. So I'm screaming. I've got this wheelbarrow full of toxic bog of eternal stench stuff, and I'm trying to find a place to wheel it out into the yard. All the meanwhile, my wife is laughing her head off like she's going to die because it's so funny, and I'm suffering with this massive odorous issue and pain, and yeah. Anyway, I lived, but oh man. The point of the story is clear out your wheelbarrow before it gets like that. And now, let us check this. Somebody's been in here. Somebody's been in here. Black Hood Productions. Got a vomit liquid damage Hewlett Packard into. Ew. Yeah. Why are the Wi-Fi cables disconnected on this? Interesting. Okay, battery's disconnected. I'm going to assume that the person whom the warranty is coming through, because it's through another store, just took it out, tried a few things. Let's have a look over the board. Let's see if we can spot anything. The way it's behaving, it is behaving like a short would, or at least what I would anticipate a short to behave like. But it could also be a case of a rail isn't being generated, and so it just shuts straight back down and then tries again. Really not sure. I don't need this here while I'm doing. Ooh, don't like that sound either. Sorry, I don't like grinding customers' cases, even if they do have a plastic protector on the back, on the workbench. So at first glances, I'm looking for something that is distinctly exploded. Wait, did they say that they had a smell? Or was that another one? Oh, this isn't a warranty one. Right, I picked up the wrong one. This is something different. That'll explain things. What's this one? Not powering on or charging. Smelt burnt plastic behind Wi-Fi adapter. Green LED on, but not responding to power button. Alright, okay. Paul Daniels picked up the wrong laptop. That's okay. So, burning plastic behind Wi-Fi. That's why the Wi-Fi cable was yanked, because they were looking for something. Fair enough. So could it be something on the daughter board? So the easiest way to do that is we just disconnect this cable and the other one and see if it boots. And if it is, then we just get a new daughter board. This is a 2015, by the way. Yeah, we'll do it this way. So that was me being an idiot. Again. Okay, so those two flexes are disconnected. Let's see if it boots now. And yep, it's booting. Alright, so this looks like it just needs a DC inboard. Not a DC inboard, a daughter board. Unfortunately, I don't have any. And with China shut down, yeah, that's going to be fun. See any damage on the flexes? Wonder if it's something we can fix. The reason why I'm wondering if it's something we can fix is because we know it burned something, so maybe it's just a shorted cap. Since we don't have any schematic or board views for these, we just sort of have to go part for part. And I do have a couple of dead versions of this. This might be an obvious question for the regulars, but how does the voltmeter reading work? Can it display other multimeter readings? I'm not sure what you mean, Pinball. Do you mean like the software, or... And it's like I can switch, modes, get my different, different settings. But do you mean different multimeters? Because unfortunately at this point I only have coded that software for a couple of meters, not a lot of them. Let me get this up. Yeah, Rob, I'd be surprised. Gonna get that T8 pair out. I don't want to take the board out. This board, I mean. I suppose all I have to do is just take the CPU off, and that'll do it. Hey, Kristen. So the hope we have here is that we can repair the daughter board. And if we can't, then that's fine, we'll just order another one. But it does mean there's going to be a delay unless I have a local stockist. I'm not sure if my local stocker has them still. By local I mean about 3,000 kilometers from here. That's local. It's another T8. Well, now given that it actually smelled too of burning, that's a pretty good bit of hope for us. Oh god, yeah. My goodness, yes. That's it. Looks like a tantalum had a tantrum. Wow. Now the downside here is that that's probably taken out the on-off button. Let's see. The backspace. I guess if they're a perfect typer, they won't have that problem. Let's have a look. Wow, that is quite a spectacular job. And yeah, they're tantrum caps. Yeah, it's very crispy. It's a best case scenario that all they're going to need is a replacement board. I'll knock the cap off and see if we still have a short. Let's verify that we do have a short. Each as I do some basic import repair videos, wouldn't it be great to get reads on screen rather than having to show more. Oh, okay, alright. There's a couple of... Well, basically you just need one of the meters that I have programmed for. So like in this case I'm using the Digikey 8145. If you want the handheld, then there's the ADM20, which I found to be quite a nice meter. It's got a very fast continuity response. I mean, the Vickies are pretty cheap. They're not the greatest meter. They do have some quirks that I actually get around using software. But unless you're hooked up to Linux or something like that, then it's a bit of a problem. But yeah, for a portable meter, then I'd probably look at the ADM20. It's on my list of things I think this board's spongy. If this board's spongy, then yeah, the board's spongy. That's it. This goes in the trash. Unfortunately. Bugger. If it wasn't spongy, I'd consider just replacing this, but yeah, that's... Yeah, we'll see if it was the cap anyway that died and not something else. It's going to be interesting to see if it killed the Wi-Fi or not. Hopefully it didn't. Yeah, down on board for sure. I'm just kind of curious to see if we can remove the short or whether the short's now gone into the layers. Whoa, stinko. There's not a nice smell. In fact, it's... Oops. See if we can dampen it with some Lewis flux. This is akin to spraying citrus spray after a bad bathroom event. So it's really just covering it up rather than clearing the issue. Yeah, Rob, I always wonder whether I'm going to get something nasty because of it. Yeah, that's welded. Yeah, nasty. Still smoke coming off that. Yeah, that's too bad. Alright. Well, at least we know that one. Now we can actually get to the warranty job. Haha. Jeez, long process. Alright, so this one... Yeah, it was a year ago it was here. Would not turn on originally, no signs of life. Same problem. At one point there was a fan spin with no display, but now nothing at all. So, we've got a progressive failure or something else? Man, whenever those tantalums go off, it makes me really want to invest in even more air filtering. A lot more filtering. I probably should just vent to outside, but then the air conditioner will be upset. Okay, so this is a 1466. And I've got it upside down. That's just so people in the northern hemisphere won't get upset. TIG welded. Tandem instant grounding, yes indeed. Ugh. Missing screw. Stick that back in. Small dent in this corner here. I make note of these things. Another missing screw, or did I take the... oh, whatever. I make note of these things so that when I come back and look at the videos, if I've got to come back for some referencing, then I yeah, know one way or another what's going on. Battery pull. Okay, let's put some power to it, see what happens. $450, 500 fan spin. Please do not just boot. You're gonna boot. Where are you? Yep, you're booting. Feck. I wonder if the problem is they're bad. What if they've got a bad mag-safe power brick? Maybe the battery's bad. Does anyone know way I can get Nintendo 64 fixed in Australia? Well, good question. Have you tried contacting someone like EB Games? See if they have any contacts? It is taking a while to boot. I wonder if that could actually be the problem. Maybe the solid state drive, it's a Samsung. Maybe if it's having issues. But yeah, that's annoying that it boots. Even if it is booting very slowly. Fan's going flat out. Oh, maybe we do have issues. Oh. Let's have a look around. Something's going on. Let's have a look at the J tag. Hey, Giuseppe. I would hazard a guess that perhaps we've got corrosion on the clock circuit. What the heck? Why is there junk around there? Yeah, if it's intermittent, I'm going to guess maybe the clock circuit issues. Oh man, I need some grease on those shafts. How's things down there in Sydney? You in the outer suburbs or you in the inner city? I am going to take this board out. Like I said, if it's issues with the clock, like I said, it could just be a wee smidge of corrosion. Maybe I missed it the first time. Maybe it's... No, this is fresh damage. This is not my fault. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think that's a warranty claim. Yuck. Penny Rain North. Oh, good. Yeah. So what's probably happening here is the keyboard button, on-off button has been simulated. This is, yeah, this is like milk or something. Yucky yuck. Yucky yucky yucky. So yeah, not warranty. Sorry. I mean, I'll do warranty work if I feel like, you know, it's something that's my fault, then I've got no qualms. I mean, I've already got one job coming back because of that. Though it was more of an oversight than anything else, as opposed to did a bad job. See how badly chewed out these pins are? Yeah. Yeah. That'll do it. I don't know if it's coffee. I think it's... Nah. Now, the one that worries me is the keyboard cactus. Ah, crikey. God damn it, you got the keyboard damaged. Yeah, there's... See here? Let's see if we can clean that up. Because the person's going... I have a feeling... when the store that sent it to me tells the person, they're going to be fairly adamant that nothing got on there. There's a bit of a build up there, so I'm going to use my water and alcohol mix. So 80-20. See if we can get that to dislodge. That's looking healthier. You can see there's no sludge between the two pins now, so that's good. So they're lucky. The keyboard may have survived, I don't know for sure, but that's certainly out of commission. The touchpads are goner. But now this makes me want to take the board out and have a look. So what's likely happened is it was misbehaving. They've put it in shipping to send to me, and the shipping has caused the contacts to just shake back and forth a bit, which allowed them to make, you know, contact again, or, you know, break through the corrosion. And so when I powered it up, it worked. Oh yeah, there's the BK390, the BK393, the ADM20, the Digikey. And look, honestly, if there is a meter that you really want to have done, if you can get one of those meters to me, then I can, you know, do it up. I can make the software version, and the cost for you is the cost of the meter, basically. So I end up with a bunch of meters. But I don't mind having a few different multimeters. It's always good to have comparisons. What are you doing, Paul? Yeah, we've got liquid under here too. This is not looking good. They may need a whole new replacement top deck. But certainly a new keyboard. Fortunately I can do those. I'm not a great fan of doing keyboards, but with these ones, they're not that bad. As long as you can get that back layer off okay. How's the contract? Do you get paid for fixing it? If it's not, there's a fixed fee, but it's not really that great. I should probably charge more. I am going to have to do some changes in the way I charge out certain jobs. Because what's happening a lot lately is, as more people get involved in the repair business, you get less of the normal bread and butter jobs that would sustain you, that you can do in 20 minutes or whatever. And you end up with a lot more rabbit holes. And the trouble is, so you get the people picking up the easy ones, getting them done, and then they send you the rabbit holes, and after they've messed with them and stuff like that. And that's kind of fine, but the thing is, I think there has to be a cost involved for dealing with rabbit holes, because it's just not sustainable to deal with rabbit holes under the normal pricing. You're sort of in a bit of a catch-22 situation, because at the same time you do need... Man, this must have been a... not happy with this job. For whatever reason, I didn't ultrasonic this before I sent it back. It actually doesn't... Yeah, something quirky about this. Well, it certainly will be ultrasonic this time. Oh wow, look at that. Alan, only if it has, if you can see that it has gone through the keyboard. Otherwise, no. What is this stuff? Like, if I can see that it's clearly coming back through the back vents or the side vents and there's nothing at all on the keyboard, then I'm not going to replace the keyboard. Well, this is boring as flippity-doo, I guess. It's certainly not pretty, but it's also... there's no great lumps of corrosion anywhere that I can see. Wow, what a frickin' boring stream this one's been. Where's TCR? Yes. Pinball, no. If you get one of the BK ones or the ADM20, then all you need is just the single exe file and know which COM port it's on. I think with the latest versions, I've got it so that they auto-detect. Well, they go through and they check each COM port. Yeah, this just... I'm just going to put this in a bath. Have I got my ultrasonic cleaner on? I do not. I had it on yesterday and I didn't use it. I don't have it on today and I need to use it. Flippin' typical. Oh well. You live, you learn. And then you do it again the next day. Yeah. If you just want to send me an email, paintball, I can help you out there. Will you be buying it from within Australia? Because I think Element 14 has... Pardon me. I think Element 14 has the BK390A. The BK390A is the one that Lewis has. I just prefer to have a benchtop meter. But that's a personal thing, I guess. Yeah, that's right, Christian, with the meters and the hot air and all that. Which makes me very glad that the Hakko 951 and the Quick 861 have their auto turn off and cool down. So without that, I'd probably have burnt the place down. Okie doke. Oh yeah, better take the Wi-Fi out. Yeah. Wi-Fi thankfully fits into that little slot there. And then we can stick the little rubber sheathy thing that we always forget to put onto the board until after you've put the board into the chassis. Because that's just, yeah, that's how it works. You can tell I'm a bit of a cynic, right? Trouble with being a cynic is that you're always right. So you become optimistic about being a cynic. I guess I better put the station on. I don't know why these don't just automatically go heater on. It'd be nice if they did, but they don't. Ah, Mr. Bailey is me. How are you, good sir? It's cleared. Due for a wash. Let's take that trackpad out and have a look. Ah. I always remember which set of 3 screws to take out for the trackpad, so I end up always taking 6 out. Still, in this case, taking all 6 out is probably the prudent thing to do because there's milk corrosion, well, what we think is milk, over all of them, so it makes sense. I will have to check with the person to see whether they even want to go ahead, because it's been repaired once before, so that would have cost them a couple of $100, and now it's going to need another couple of $100, and maybe they're just not in the mood for it anymore. Let's see, I missed something here. They try to fix it, it's beyond their skill, damage, and then send to you for speciality work. Yeah, that's it, Kratos. Sorry, what is it? Kratos? Yep. And so I think when it's that sort of scenario, it does need to be charged more, because they're not sending it to you as a normal board repair, they're sending it to you as a speciality thing, as you said. Oh, why do I always forget these come out this way? See if I've even got replacing one of those. I have a feeling I'll run out. Seems I've run out of everything, including patience, I think. Let's see. Needs connector. Ooh. Which connector? Oh yes, that one. Sorry. I've got a couple of old trackpads here that have also been damaged, but in different ways. And so I was just looking at one, and it just needs a replacement keyboard connector. But then again, it might be damaged in other ways anyway. And no, I do not have a 1466 trackpad. Oh, that's gonna just... what else have I got here? I've got one for myself, which obviously I don't want to sacrifice because that's my test chassis. Nope. Look down here. Any of you guys want to be victims? Do have another one here, but I think I'll genuinely just order in another 2 or 3 of them. So at least yeah, I've got them on hand then. Hey Cormac, how's it going? Do some unsalvageable devices end up as spares if the customers give them up and don't want them sent back? Some of them do, Johnny, yes. Not many, but some. A lot of people do hold on to their precious little device, and I mean, I get that. But I think a lot of the time what happens is it just goes into a drawer or a box, and that's the last we see of it until 10 years' time when it gets thrown down the dump. Or in 10 years' time they go, hey, maybe we should sell that, and then they could put some ludicrously high price for what it is. What I probably should have done here is left the board in, replaced the trackpad, tested the keyboard to see if all the keys were functioning, and based on that I would then, damn it, yeah. Based on that I'll then decide whether I need to quote for a replacement keyboard as well. I don't think I'm, actually maybe I will. I just noticed there's a dreaded red marker there. So it could have easily gotten into this region here, so yeah, maybe the prudent option would be to quote for a replacement. So they'll probably end up the same as what a board repair would be. It's just that it's going to be a different process. It's going to be a new trackpad, new keyboard, and new flex. So, well, what a dead day in that case. Don't have much else to offer, unfortunately. It's sort of been typically what's been happening a lot lately. So I get a lot of these jobs come in, and they turn into these sort of dud jobs. Not that I'm complaining too much, but it's just more like the universe is playing silly buggers with me right now. Okay. Alright. So that's definitely not warranty. And that's definitely pretty much it for me. Alright. I'm going to head off out. Let's see, what's the time? Oh, crikey, 5:45. It's starting to get reasonably coolish outside, sort of like just a bit below 32, 33. So I'm going to go do some yard work. The lawn is getting much taller by the day. We've had some good rain, and with the heat and the sun, the grass grows fast. So I've got to get out there with the mower, do my manliness, do some exercise, and try to keep the yard under control. Hey, Jack Cutler. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Do you sinister where to order them? There's a place I get most of my stuff from, Broadway Computers down south. They're pretty good. They ship overnight. Like, if I order before 4 or 3 in the afternoon, it's here the next day. It's brilliant, considering that they're 2,500, 3,000 kilometers away. So, alright, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And to do the usual YouTube thing, it'd be great if you could subscribe and get notified when the next subscription's coming up. I'm going to try next live streams come up. I'm going to try and do some more editor videos. I've got a backlog of videos that I've never put up that just have to have time and effort put into them. Editing does take quite a bit of effort. So some of you people who've been squealing that there's not enough edited short videos, hopefully your screams of agony will be squelched soon. So anyway, alright, I'm out of here. You take care. I'll see you later.